Manchester United versus Manchester City at the Etihad Stadium. Now, if you'd said to me at the start of the season this would be a race for the top four, I would have probably fallen out the chair. But it is. Neither of these two teams are challenging for the league title this year. They've both really been poor this season. Both really haven't hit expectations at all for what they were expected to do this season. Both teams were expected to challenge for the Premier League title. Manchester City were expected to win it. Manchester United were at least expected to make a challenge and finish in the top four. And both do not look like they're going to happen at all. Now, Manchester City currently lie in the top four, above Manchester United, who are in sixth, which is absolutely awful for both teams. The amount of money that both teams have spent. Manchester City seem to have just completely capitulated since they announced that Pellegrini was leaving. I don't know if I know everyone knew that it was going to happen at the end of the season. Guardiola was going to come in. Everyone knew that was happening, but whether they should have announced it or not while they still were fighting for leagues, Champions Leagues and FA Cups, I'm not too sure, but they announced it and it has had an effect on them. Thankfully, it's been positive for other clubs, Manchester United, being a Manchester United fan. But Manchester United have been almost as bad in the last 6 Premier League games. Well, Manchester City are only a little bit worse in form than Manchester United in the last 6 Premier League games. So going into this game, I'm not too optimistic that Manchester United can get a result at the Etihad, because most of the time we do not win here. Lately we've been pretty poor at the Etihad Stadium. Going into this game, obviously Manchester City on paper would be the favourites going into this game. They actually have a much better squad than us. Manchester United do not have the players, the calibre that Manchester City have, but Manchester City have been woeful all season, and a lot of it has got to go on Pellegrini. You know, look back to the start of the season, after a few games when they lost to Tottenham 4-1 away. They've had some really bad results. They've lost to West Ham at home. They've been a team that has been easy to beat over the last 2 seasons. They've lost a hell of a lot of Premier League games. True, they haven't drawn a lot of Premier League games over the last 2 seasons, but they have been beaten a lot, which does give me a bit of confidence going into this game that potentially we could, because we do not want to draw in this game. It's a all-win game for Manchester United. We have to go there into this game and win. A draw to me is just sitting back and accepting you're going down with a win part and we're not getting top 4. That is how I see it. So we've got to go all out and attack in this game for me and win this game. There's just win it 5-4 for I care. We have to be winning this game, because if we don't, if we draw the game, then the gap is still there, because Manchester City, as far as I can remember, have got a game in hand. Now, obviously, we go into this game, both teams go into it on the back of draws. Manchester City having a couple of 0-0 draws, one in the Champions League, which they're already through, which was absolutely awful game apart from what I heard. I didn't see it. But they basically, I think, just played out the second leg of their Europa League clash, because they were already pretty much secure of going to the next round. And that game against Norwich was very poor. I watched that. They had most of the play, but did fuck all with it in that final third, which does give me a little bit of confidence, because they're not scoring as many goals. I mean, two clean 0-0s is not unlike Manchester City with the firepower that they've got. And Manchester United obviously going in on the back of that 1-1 draw home to West Ham, and obviously this 1-1 draw against Liverpool, both at home. Both 2 difficult games, but really still not good enough for Manchester United in terms of results. You know, they would have both been seen as almost losses under Sir Alex Ferguson at home. Manchester United normally used to win all their games. So I'm not too optimistic going into this game. There's got to be some changes in this Manchester United team, though. I don't know what Louis van Gaal's doing with the team selection. At the back, Varela, I'm afraid, is going to have to come out for this game. He was awful, absolutely awful against Liverpool, and for me was absolutely at fault for that goal. I know David Hare can take a bit of the blame, but that defending, he could have shown him out. What he just backed off Philip Coutinho, and that is just horrendous defending. He could have done anything. He could have fouled him, anything, but he just backed off. That is just terrible for me, and he's got to come out. We'll have to put Darmian in there, although he may possibly go with Valencia, I don't know, but I would presume he will go with Darmian, the right back, which would be the safer option. He bought Darmian. He wanted Darmian in the team, so he should be playing in the team. Two of his signings were sitting on the bench in the week, which is so stupid. When he bought them, he wanted these players. He thought they were going to improve the Manchester United team, and he's just leaving them on the fucking bench. It's just an absolute fucking joke. It really is. In the centre of defence, I don't know what's up with Cameron Borthwick-Jackson. If Cameron Borthwick-Jackson come back, then we could play Rojo and Smalling, because Blind just is terrible at the moment. I didn't think he was good enough in the week again, and he's played just too many games on the trot, so it could be just tiredness from Blind. If not, we could play Fosu Mensah there, but it's taking a risk in a big game like this. But it is a risks game, so you've got to take risks in life to win games and keep clean sheets. So could do that. Personally, I would obviously go with Rojo, Smalling and Cameron Borthwick-Jackson if fit. The midfield, it's got to be changed. You cannot have that fucking Marouane Fellaini in fucking midfield again. He's an absolute fucking liability. He's got to go out of this team. If Jose Mourinho comes in the summer, the first thing he's got to do is fuck that piece of shit back off to Belgium, because he is absolutely awful. And players like that playing for Manchester United are absolutely destroying this club. So he's got to come out of the team. Never play for Manchester United again. Absolutely horseshit. Schneidlin and Schweinsteiger have got to be coming to that midfield for me. With Herrera, we don't know what's up with him. He could possibly play, but probably injured. So Schneidlin and Schweinsteiger have got to come in. You know, you bought Schneidlin. Why aren't you playing him? Why are you treating him like fucking dog shit like that now? Sort it out, man. Just sort it out. You're the Manchester United manager. You bought these players, and you play them for one game, and then they're out on the bench for 2 or 3 games. You spent big money on him. He's one of the best defensive midfielders in the Barclays Premier League. You should be playing him week in, week out. He's a top player. He will get better if you play him week in, week out. Players can't get consistent form if they're consistently dropped. The same for Memphis Depay. He's got to come back in. You know, Jesse Lingard is not Manchester United first team quality. We know that. He's got to go on one side. Who else goes on the other side? It probably will be Jesse Lingard. God help. Jesse Lingard just isn't good enough though, because it's probably going to be unless he might well play Rashford again, but I think Rashford's due a rest as well. So you know, we're struggling to fit players into the team yet. And it will be one matter in that number 10 role. So this is a joke that we're having to play Jesse Lingard, because we literally have barely any other options. The only good bit of news is that Ashley Young is coming back from injury, because he was decent last season when he played him instead of Angel Di Maria, so potentially he could come back in on the wing soon, but I don't think he's ready for first team action just yet. But you know, he's just chopping and changing the team, and he's treating his signings like absolute dog shit, to be honest, Louis van Gaal. But this is going to be a really difficult game. I would put Martial probably up front. You know, whether Rashford does come in on the wing, then I would put Memphis Depay and Rashford probably out wide, I don't know. But going into this, obviously Manchester City are going to cause us a lot of problems. Sergio Aguero is going to be their main threat. He usually scores against Manchester United. With our woeful defence of keeping clean sheets, he's going to really be their main danger man. David Silva hasn't been at his absolute best this season, but can really get things ticking in that middle of the park, sort of further forward in the middle there, pulling the strings. So he's really a player to watch. I see Raheem Sterling's been dropped, put on the bench for the last 2 games. He potentially could be a danger man, but they haven't got Kevin De Bruyne, so that is a plus still, because he's a fantastic player. Wilfred Bonny doesn't seem to be playing much, so the real main threat seems to be for me that main man, Sergio Aguero. We really do need to stop him. I think we really can get at the centre backs, especially if it's Dean McAllis playing alongside Mangala or whoever plays at centre back, because he is absolutely woeful at times. I think he's 35 years of age now. Obviously Otamendi and Vincent Kompany were injured in that game during the week, so if both of them two are out injured, we could really try to get at Dean McAllis. That is an area where I think we can really get at. I don't think Manchester United, unfortunately, are going to win this game. I think Manchester City are going to win this game 2-1. But let me know your thoughts ahead of the game. Where do you see the game being won and lost? Do you think that this, to me, seems like the sucker punch will finally lay Louis van Gaal to rest if we lose this game? I really do think that will be curtains for him. That if we get a hammering in this game, say 2 or 3-0, battering. I really do feel that this will be the final nail in the coffin for Louis van Gaal. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and I'll talk to you all again soon. See ya.